Hi, I'm Julia and today I'm going to be making a carrot cake for you. And I've chosen this recipe because it's easy to make, you've got the ingredients at home and doesn't need any special equipment. And also because it uses a lot of local Queensland produce. You'll be able to see this cake and lots of others at the Cookery competition, only at the EKKA. The reason this recipe is so easy to make is because you don't need any special equipment and it's basically a matter of just mixing dry ingredients with wet ingredients. So what I'm going to do first is put the wet ingredients into the bowl. We've got 3 eggs here, which are pastured eggs, and we just need 3 of those into the bowl. There we go. And to that, we're going to add a cup of sunflower oil. Now you can use any sort of neutral flavoured oil that you like, and give those a little bit of a stir to break the eggs up and just incorporate those a little bit. And to that I'm going to add 1 1/3 cups of brown sugar. Now I've used dark brown sugar, but you can also use just a regular lighter coloured brown sugar. And we're just going to give this a bit of a stir just to dissolve the sugar a little bit in that egg and that oil, and just to make sure that we've broken up any of the bigger lumps of sugar in there. Now next I'm going to put in the carrots, and I've got 3 cups here of carrot that I've already grated. It's wonderful to be able to use this sort of local produce. So I've got 3 cups of grated carrot that I'm just going to pop in there, and again give it a bit of a stir. Now to that I'm going to add 2 1/2 cups of self-raising flour. I've also got a teaspoon of bicarb of soda, which is also going to go into that. 2 teaspoons of mixed spice. And then I've got here a cup of fairly coarsely chopped raisins. And last but not least, some toasted macadamia nuts. Now traditionally in a carrot cake you would usually see either pecans or walnuts used. I've roasted them in the oven at about 160 degrees for just 5 minutes or so. So what I'm going to do is just give all of this a really good mix, and you can see there's really nothing to it, and that's basically our batter there. Now this makes a bar cake, so I've lined my bar tin, but if you haven't got a bar cake you can certainly use a round tin or whatever. You might just need to adjust the cooking time a little bit, but if you keep an eye on the oven it really won't matter too much at all. Be careful not to overmix it too much, you really just want to incorporate the ingredients. So this is ready to go into the tin, and I've lined it with some baking paper, which just makes it much easier to clean afterwards and does stop the cake from sticking as well. But if you haven't got any baking paper, just make sure you grease the tin well, just to make sure that the cake comes out in the end. And basically there you have it. Now that's going to go into the oven at about 170 degrees, or if you've got a fan forced oven, probably around about 160 degrees. But as you know, all ovens are different, so yours might need to be a little bit hotter or a little bit cooler, and probably for about 50 to 60 minutes in the oven. But do keep an eye on it and check it. Once it gets to about 50 minutes or so, you can have a look at it, see whether or not it might be done. If you stick a skewer into the center of the cake to test it, if it comes out with crumbs, it probably needs a little bit longer. And here we have it, a carrot cake made with Queensland produce, only at the EKKA.